Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Expert, hosted by myself, Patty Farmer, and my co-host, Teresa Ream. And we're looking forward to sharing today's expert with you. And we want to encourage you that don't just listen. Listen and take action, right? Because an idea is just an idea, but the gap in between is when action happens. So make sure that you connect with our guest, you implement, listen to the value that she's going to bring, and then ask yourself, what would happen if I applied this to my business? And we know great things would happen. So I'm going to turn it over to Teresa. She's going to tell you about our guest, and then we're going to jump right in.
Thank you, Patty. Today we will be talking about effortless money and how to align your wealthy and your woo with Victoria Sexton. Victoria is a best-selling author and financial coach, financial coach. I'll get it right, guys. And the host of Don't Play with Trash podcast, which is super good, now in its second season, where she talks about why you're broke and how to use your financial logic and get out of the financial fear. She studied at Pepperdine University and lives in Paso Robles, California. Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you, ladies. How are you today? I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, better now that we're interviewing you.
I'm excited too. Wealth and woo. Man, I just love that so much. This year has been the year of embracing my woo. So I have to tell you, I am very, very excited. So let's just jump right in right there and say that I don't know if that's going to be your answer, but what's the number one thing that differentiates you from everybody else that's in your industry?
Well, that's kind of a long answer, but just to let you know, so I'm a giant nerd, right? I worked in the corporate world and finance for a really long time. So I know how to read a P&L. I know all of that finance background. And then I was a financial advisor for a time. And I'm a really big fan of investing. So I have all this financial knowledge, but I also believe that if you don't have your mindset aligned with what your goals are, with what you want to be doing, it magically falls apart. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. Yeah. So I help my clients with both the practical end and the mindset end, because I believe it has to work together in tandem. And if it doesn't, that's when it all falls apart.
Wow. Tell us a little bit more about that woo. I want to hear about your woo.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. My money woo. Yes. And actually this came about because, I was a financial advisor for a while, and I am not corporate at all. Like, I just don't fit into a corporate-y box at all. So I have my own office, and I had like crystals and, like my succulents. And it was just like, people were like, what? I'm not walking into a financial advisor's office. And the conversations that we were having, and 99% of my clients were women, conversations I was having with my clients had to do with more than just money. It had to do with emotional things that were happening. It had to do with spiritual things they were experiencing. And so we were having these really deep conversations. And about that time was when I was like, I'm not getting paid for this conversation. Maybe I should rethink what I'm doing.
Oh, but it feels so good to have those conversations, because most of the time we're having surface conversations with people, and to get on that deep level. I had an eye appointment, and the doctor and I got in an hour deep conversation. It was amazing. I loved it. So I love that you're kind of a paradox too, because I am a paradox also. I'm very organized and structured in one way, and then I've got my crystals and I'm doing this stuff over here and just loving the spiritual side of it.
Yes, I call myself a unicorn. And you should call yourself a unicorn too, because it's like, if you're different, if you're a little different, you're your own person in your industry, you're a unicorn.
I think what I like about what you're saying too about the woo is when you said that most of your clients are women, mine too. I specialize in working with women. And I have to tell you, I think that women, we want to talk about the emotional part of money too, because it is emotional for us, right? And I don't think I don't think the highest amount of people percentage wise have a good relationship with money. And a lot of that has to be reset because of their mindset about money. Because I think that we live in a world now where the way we make money, the way we spend money, the way we invest our money is not the same as our grandparents and maybe even our parents, right? You know, the paradigm has shifted, but sometimes the mindset doesn't. And so, and so you kind of have to reset that, kind of like reset your mindset, your money DNA, I think. And so I think that when you're thinking about your woo and you're listening to your intuition may be telling you one thing, and maybe you're hearing your parents and your grandparents up here saying, oh no, you're supposed to stay in the same house for 30 years and blah, 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 right? It's a whole new world.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And it's so interesting how like something that our grandma or great aunt or whomever would tell us as a child, like we end up carrying that with us subconsciously, like, and it's fascinating to me how this works, right? And that ends up becoming part of our story. And it doesn't have to be, and we can let that go. And I have done so much inner work about my own money, so I understand how that works.
Yes, I think the three of us have.
Yeah.
Well, I think that what happens is a lot of time women will say, oh, well, I want to rewrite my story, right? You know, I want to rewrite my story, which I think that's great. And that's a good first step. The fact of the matter is you can decide you want to rewrite your story, but until you stop rereading the old story, it doesn't work so well, right? You know, you got to have a new chapter, you got to close the other chapters. And sometimes there's closing a loop there, and it is a little bit of work and
That's
stuff.
good, Patty.
What'd you say?
That's so good.
Oh, thanks. I just think we got to do it. And and it's exciting too. I think that it is for women, it's liberating, really. I think it can be really, really liberating, and women live longer, and the highest percentage of women are making financial decisions now. So like we need to know about the money.
Now we do. They open that door. So the next question is, what is the question you get asked most by your clients?
That's the question I get asked most. People generally ask me, like, where do I get started? I don't even know. Like, I don't even check my checking account. Like, where do I get started? So I as Patty shivers. So
Yes.
so that's the question I get asked the most. And
Nice.
like my answer to that is always like, you have to start not ignoring your money, you know. Stop ignoring your money. When you ignore your money ignores you. And so that's when, you know, I find that people are like, oh, I've been paying $100 a month in this bill. I didn't even know. Yeah, because you've never checked your bank account. So
yes.
and I say that in a loving manner.
Yeah, right now.
Do.
I think people need to audit those auto debits they have, because those will kill you, right? Those auto debits that you pay. You know, Teresa said something once, and I really loved the way she said it, where she said, people think they know their money. I'm quoting you now, Teresa, so correct me if I'm wrong. Teresa said, people think they know their money if they could do a P&L. She says, but it's their balance sheet that really tells them everything.
And they never look at that.
That's true. Yeah. I'm a cash flow girl. So
me too. Me
that's
too.
my jam. Yeah.
Cash flow is really where it's at, right? I think that, I mean, it's how you can make your decisions moving into the future. Like, how can you even know? Which I think is why people have a lot of, you know, credit card debt and all that kind of stuff, because they have the mentality of instant gratification. They just want what they want now, right? You know, so I think there's a balance to that. And you can, if you use credit wisely, we're not saying that, you know, credit can be used very, very wisely to get you what you want if you know, but you just have to do some work. And I feel like that's really where what you were saying is, what's the first step? If this is something that is new to somebody and they really don't know, boy, if there's ever a time to hire somebody like you, now that would be the time, right? You know, why would you want to make mistakes there? That's when you'd want to hire somebody. So I have to say, the fact that you can balance the woo and the wealth and the mindset, hey, you are a great first step. So thank you so much for that.
Patty, you have the next question?
Yes. So what I want to know is, what we want to know is, do you have a new project or something you're working on right now, like maybe you're launching something or you have just something you're working on that we can serve and support you by, kind of help you get the
Oh.
word out?
I can't wait to hear the answer to this. Drum roll.
Okay, so I made a commitment to myself to be more visible this year. And and I tell my clients this, but we have to tell ourselves this as well. So I'm always like, make it easy for people to pay you. So so that's what I'm doing this year. And I decided to do 12 different workshops in 12 months.
Wow, that's
I'm
huge.
I'm a little bonkers about it. And so I had my first one last week, which is amazing. It's called a revenue stream machine, where we talked about how you can build different revenue streams that work for your life and they're not exhausting and you're trying to like get a second or third job or whatever. So yeah, in February, I have my workshop for February is the path to profit, where we're talking about, like, specifically for women business owners, things that you can do to set yourself up for success to make sure that you're profitable.
Nice. And it's the path to profits.
Oh,
The
I
path to
love that.
profitability. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You did a comedy kind of video one time that I was checking out, and I thought it was so brilliant.
Oh my God, it could have just been me being me. I don't know.
It was, you never see that. Talk about a paradox. You never see that out of financial people. It's just kind of like,
That's
wow,
true.
it was good. I was watching and watching. It was good. I really loved that one.
Oh my gosh,
That is awesome.
I can't even think of what video that was. That's
Well,
funny.
he
I'll
has
have
got to
to
go
tell me.
check you out. Do you have a YouTube channel? Is it on there?
I do have a YouTube channel. So
Was
and
it about theater and Hamilton? Was it about
oh my
Hamilton?
gosh, yes, I did. I live streamed on Facebook. Yes, I wasn't even trying to be funny. That's hilarious. My
You were
husband always
hilarious.
tells me that. He's like, when you're not trying to be funny, you're funny, but when you're trying to be funny, it doesn't
Now,
work.
actually, that is me too. I remember one time when I first started speaking, they said, oh, you need to be funny. Like you need to add some humor. And I remember thinking, I'm not funny. And I told that to my husband. My husband's like, you're really, really funny. It's just
You
that
are.
when you're working, because of what I do, I'm kind of serious about it, right? But when I'm not doing that, like I'm all about being funny.
Oh yeah, I can tell right off the bat, because most of my really good friends have an element of cartoonism to them.
Cartoon, like they look like a cartoon character? Or?
No, just a mannerism or something. Or maybe that's what I see.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It is.
I actually love that though. I know that I am in the middle right now of thinking, I'm kind of trying to decide if I can get my brave on. I'm going to hire an illustrator, not a caricature. I don't want a caricature, but an actual illustrator, and be in like a black outfit with like leopard print shoes, leaning against the P of Patty on my website. And then in all of my videos, I can do something like Patty meet Patty and have my little illustrator be all the person pointing out.
Oh my gosh. Will you have a tune that goes with that? Like one of those tunes?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You have to have your own jingle.
That's what it is. A jingle. You need a jingle. Jingles are coming back in style.
Yeah, they are. I love it.
Awesome. So I'll go into my next question. Who can we introduce you to that would move the needle and be a game changer in your business? What type of person would that be?
Yeah. So right now I'm doing more public speaking events. So if you know someone who's looking for a speaker for their event, that would definitely be somebody that I'd want to get to know.
And that's it. I mean, come on, I'm going to fill in the blanks for you here.
Oh,
like,
okay. Am I supposed to keep going?
We know a lot of those.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, like, but really with these workshops you have, like who else serves those same people that could be promoting it for you, that you need some promotional partners? Because
seriously,
I mean, so people which would be me too, like I would be a great promotional partner, but putting together some of those promotional partners so that they could be promoting these monthly things and stuff. Though I have to tell you, there's a really great strategy around doing that, because I think this would be fabulous.
Yeah, that next level on that. Yes. Yeah. Taking it bigger. Oh, I'm excited about that. Oh my goodness.
That's a great idea, Patty. I'm going to steal that.
What are you going to, okay, take whatever you want. So what social media platform do you hang out on the most, and where do you want people to connect with you?
Yeah, so most of the time I'm on Instagram, and they can find me at Victoria Financial Coach on both Instagram and Facebook.
Perfect. And do you have a website?
I do. It's victoriasexton.com, and you can find information on all of my courses, workshops. I even have products like, oh, I happen to have it here, so I'll share it, like my abundance affirmation decks of
Ooh,
cards. So if you
I
need
have
a little,
those too.
Wow.
Wow.
inspo, like my financial goals are possible, like things like that, are all on my website, victoriasexton.com.
That is awesome. Thank you so
nice.
much, Victoria, for being here with us today. I love it. This was actually a lot of fun as well as very informative. So thank you for being a guest on the show and sharing your zone of genius so brilliantly. And to our audience, thank you so much for being here with us today. We appreciate it. Don't keep us a secret. We know you had to have enjoyed this episode. It was fun, if nothing else, right? Make sure that you connect with Victoria, Teresa, and I. We would love to hear what you have to say, and we'd love to have you as part of our network too. Over to Teresa.
Thank you, Patty, and thank you, Victoria. That was a pretty exciting interview. For me, it was great. It was amazing. We would like to invite you to join us on our Facebook group and connect with our guest, with us, and to other amazing women that are part of the Professional Women's Network of the Monterey Peninsula, known as PWN, and now includes members locally, nationally, and internationally too. Go to www.facebook.com/groups/PWN Monterey.
Yay!
Yay!
So, yay! So thank you so much. I actually love it. I think I'm going to be thinking about woo, woo, woo all day. Like,
Oh, me too. Me too.
I got to tell you, starting out my day thinking about embracing my woo and money is a great day. That is just a
Awesome.
great day. And I'm going to go listen to your podcast too, because that really sounds exciting to me. So I'm looking forward to checking that out and for us to connect. So thank you so much for being here with us, Victoria.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies.
All right. Bye-bye.